Yo, YouTube, what's crack-a-lacka jack-a-smack, and it's Wolfman for video. And NFL Fantasy League is still going on, but we're gonna start our NBA Fantasy League series. Of course, with some fellow YouTubers, of course, from the AO podcast. We got Agent 00, of course, Envious, Josh. We also got Mike Bush's who was in the former NFL League. And this nigga Legend of Winning. Who you know Legend of Winning? I forgot what his team is. What is his team's name? Oh yeah, Marcel's team's right there. And yeah, so we're gonna do an NBA league this time. And we already did the draft, and we have all the players already. So there's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 teams in the league. So pretty good league right here. It's gonna get pretty competitive, and hopefully the people that know their NBA could come up big. So let's take a look at all the teams, starting from the bottom right and going up all the way. Omar's team, first of all. Damian Lillard, Gordon Hayward, Brandon Knight, Nikola Mirotic, Al Jefferson, Pau Gasol, Mozgov, Gorgie Deng, Eric Gordon, and Rajon Rondo. And basically, for NBA leagues, how this works is that there's different categories like points, rebounds, turnovers, field goal percentage, free throw percentage. And basically, if you win a category, you get a point. So if you have more points than your opponent, that's 1 point. More rebounds, that's another point. And basically, you're trying to have more points than your opponent. By the end of the week, you're trying to have the most points. So yeah, that's how it works for Yahoo Fantasy Basketball League. But anyways, also how you set your lineups is that you have a point guard, shooting guard, a guard, a small forward, power forward, a forward, and then 2 centers, and then 2 utilities who could be any players, and then anyone who's not playing is on your bench. Now there's injured players, of course, and there's an injured spot for your injured players, so you don't gotta worry about that. But looking at this team, you know, this team's not that bad after I look at it. I mean, you got Jefferson. Gasol's gonna give you rebounds. Mozgov should give you rebounds. Hayward, Lillard, and Knight should give you some scoring, some assists. Mirotic, I don't know about Mirotic. I think that's the weird one in his lineup. I don't know about Gorgie Deng either. Eric Gordon could give you points. Rondo's gonna give you assists. So overall, I'd say it's not a bad team. Mike Bush's hot team, though, I don't know, man. CJ McCollum, you're starting CJ McCollum at shooting guard. You're starting Michael Carter-Williams, and you're starting Kemba Walker at point guard. I'm not a fan of Kemba Walker. Klay Thompson's cool, and so is DeMarcus Cousins. Markieff Morris, I don't know, man. Tim Duncan's not going to get as much minutes because now LaMarcus Aldridge is there, and Tim Duncan doesn't really play every single game of the season, so I don't know. Pop likes the rest of his guys. Brook Lopez, I've never trusted Brook Lopez. He's been injured a lot of time. I watch the Nets. My brother watches the Nets, and he knows Lopez is not that great. Trey Burke is all right. Rudy Gay is definitely one of the players that everyone really wants. But his bench, Kristaps Porzingis, I don't think he's going to have like a fantasy impact. I think Kristaps Porzingis is going to have a solid season, but not on fantasy. D'Angelo Russell's one of those guys that you don't know about, but he could be a potential sleeper. Samuel's team, let's check him out. Mike Conley, Kawhi Leonard, Chris Middleton, Tobias Harris, Joakim Noah, Barnes, Rudy Gobert, who's cool. I like Karl-Anthony Towns. I think Karl-Anthony Towns is going to be a huge player this year. I think he's going to have a great season. Emmanuel Mudiay, I also think he's going to have a solid season as well. He has 2 rookies, so that's pretty cool. Avery Bradley, then off the bench, Jamal Crawford, Amir Johnson, Alec Burks. So yeah, his team is alright. I mean, he doesn't really have any like players that really shine out to you, other than maybe, who did he even pick in? I think he picked Kawhi Leonard in the first round. I don't think Kawhi Leonard is a first round fantasy pick. That's just my opinion. Sufi's team, Kyle Lowry, Oladipo, LeBron James, of course. Tyreek Evans could give you assists depending on if Jrue Holiday plays or not, or if he's injured or not. Al Horford is a solid pick right there. Monroe, we don't know how the Bucks are going to use him. Davis, Batum, of course. Batum had a horrible season last season. Oh my goodness, I don't know what happened to Batum last season, but last season Batum was terrible. Robert Covington, off the bench you got Jared Jack, who I don't like. Terrence Ross, who was, I don't know, he's kind of inconsistent. So I think his team is alright. Pizza Rats right here. Eric Bledsoe, I think that's a solid pick. Monte Ellis definitely has some opportunity in it on the basis because it's only him and Paul George. Reggie Jackson, right? I mean, he put up the same numbers as John Wall, right? Am I right about that? And Kevin Durant, you know what Kevin Durant's gonna do. Kevin Durant's gonna tear it up. Millsap, I think is solid. Draymond Green, another person who, I don't know, Draymond Green's one of those players that he's a good NBA player, but it's like if you're picking a player in 2K or in an NBA fantasy draft, Draymond Green is just always the player that's just left there for like till the 10th round. I don't know, he's not, you know, a likable player. And this character who's on the Thunder, Robin Lopez, he's been looking good in the preseason. Kobe Bryant, man, a steal. If Kobe Bryant ends up playing good and playing well, then that was a steal pick. Darren Collison, Jordan Hill off the bench, Omiya Sheik off the bench, Marcus Smart. So yeah, his team looks at least better than the other teams so far. Jam's team, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, a nice little guard combo right there. Chris Bosh, pretty cool. Kenneth Faried, David Lee. I don't know about David Lee and Kenneth Faried. I don't know. Some of these players have question marks. Luol Deng, Justice Winslow's there, so is he going to get the same amount of minutes? Manu Ginobili doesn't even play that much, you know, because again, Pop likes to rest his guys, so we don't know about that. 6 rings of steel, Kyrie Irving, and the thing about this team is this team has no other point guard except Kyrie Irving. So you see this right here, he can play Kyrie Irving at point guard or shooting guard, but if you see his roster, he has no other players that can play the point guard position. And not only that, Kyrie Irving is injured, and he'll probably be injured until like December or January, I think, the last time I call. So I don't know, he doesn't have a point guard, so he needs to get a point guard, otherwise he's going to be screwed at that position. And yeah, DeMar DeRozan, Bradley Beal, Antetokounmpo suspended, so he's going to have to remove him from the lineup. Davis, who is a fantasy beast, Davis is going to tear up. Jabari Parker has been injured last season. We don't know what he's going to do. Marcus Gasol, Roy Hibbert. I don't know about Roy Hibbert. Kevin Martin, Jay Crowder. I don't know. His team's kind of alright. But Kyrie Irving not being there is really going to kill him. Let's check out this nigga Legends team. Chris Paul, Kyle Korver, Goran Dragic, Chandler Parsons, Nikola Vucevic, Nerlens Noel, Tristan Thompson, Jaron Tillinger, Damari Carroll, and Joe Johnson. Now this team kind of lacks scoring. I mean, other than CP3, maybe Korver, Dragic, and Parsons on some nights, I don't know if his team's going to get a lot of points. I don't think Tristan Thompson, Nerlens Noel, or Sullinger are going to get a lot of points. Parsons might get like, what, 10 a game? Damari Carroll, I don't know how many points he's going to get. So yeah, I think that's the only problem with his team, because he could definitely get some rebounds out there. I definitely like Vucevic. Vucevic is great, man. I love that guy, Vucevic. Check out Josh MVR's team right there. Jeff Teague, Steph Curry. Yeah, Danny Green. He's a Spurs fan, by the way. Stanley Johnson. Aldridge is on the Spurs, and Danny Green's on the Spurs. So he's got 2 people on one team. Mason Plumlee, DeAndre Jordan. Great pickup at center. And so is Tyson Chandler. People underrate Tyson Chandler, man. Tyson Chandler is a good solid 10, maybe 12 rebound guy. JJ Redick and Jordan Clarkson. Off the bench, we got Jeremy Lin, Myers Leonard. Jeremy Lin's been looking good in the preseason so far. He's been looking pretty nice. And now let's look at Agent's team. Of course, Agent has John Wall, Andrew Wiggins, Derrick Rose, Jeff Green, Paul George, Andre Drummond, Jonas Valanciunas, Jusuf Nurkic. Is that how you say it? Tyler Lawson, Ricky Rubio, and yeah. You know his team looks actually not that bad, but you know what the problem with this team? He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 point guards. I don't know why you got 5 point guards. You don't even need 5 point guards. It just makes no sense to have 5 point guards, especially since you got Ricky Rubio and Tyler Lawson. I mean, come on, Ricky Rubio and Tyler Lawson. Not to mention Derrick Rose. There's a lot of injury-prone players on his team. And let's look at this nigga Too Cool's team right here. And actually, I just clicked on the matchup by mistake. But let's look at the Swank guards: Drew Holiday, James Harden, George Hill, Gallinari, Ibaka, Kevin Love, Whiteside, Dirk, Gortat. He's got a good amount of big men. Wilson Chandler. I mean, some players are alright. You know, I don't really like Gallinari or Chandler that much because I just don't like the Nuggets team overall, except Moutier over there. Gortat is solid. You know, Dirk is gonna get you points, I think, only. Whiteside is gonna get you blocks and rebounds. Love is gonna be good. So I think overall, here's a good team. He can make some trades to make his team better. You know, pick up some people from free agency. So his team looks overall, you know, solid. Everyone's team looks solid. I wouldn't say anyone's team looks really great to me. I think everyone's team is just balanced. And now look at my team. And I got Wesley Matthews on the IL spot because he's obviously injured. He tore his meniscus, or did he tear his meniscus? Yeah, I think he tore his meniscus. He tore something last season. But Isaiah Thomas, J.R. Smith is filling in for Wesley Matthews right now. Carmelo Anthony, the New York Knicks made it. You know, Carmelo's my favorite player. Dwayne Wade, Blake Griffin, Andre Iguodala, Zach Randolph, Jahlil Okafor, Deron Williams, and Tony Parker. And I did have Dwight Howard starting, but Dwight Howard is suspended. So when Dwight Howard comes back, he's gonna be right in that spot right there, and my team's gonna look sexy as hell. I mean, woo! Wade, Carmelo, Blake, Dwight, Randolph, Jahlil, Deron, Tony, J.R. Smith with the threes, Isaiah Thomas with the threes and the points, and some assists right there, some steals. So anyways, YouTube, stay tuned for the NBA season to start, and then I'll get out to all the matchups and stuff like that. But right now, I'm out. Peace.